Together, folks. 10 seconds.
Best of luck. Pick check, please.
5.
Let's go to black.
3.
You need Cellulube.
Grammar Garments and Punctuation Pants Warehouse. You'll never have a period problem in our pants.
I don't want to go to school. 5 more minutes.
Not you, Dad. Me.
Okay.
Get up,
Huh?
get up.
I'm
Time
up.
for school, time for school, time for school, time for
Schooled, the first episode of season 5 of the Loud House, and above all, the 200th episode, and also the full-length episode of season 5 of the Loud House, and the 5th season premiere. You know, when I first heard about this episode, I heard there was actually great things actually going on in this episode, or full-length episode in this case. Lincoln and his friends are actually going to middle school, Lori's going off to college, Lily's actually starting preschool. So it feels like the story's gonna be really awesome. There's so many great opportunities for all these characters to go through on their own. You would have to be a complete idiot to screw this up. Fortunately, they're good at fucking shit up. I was having my doubts about it, and I'm forced to sit through and actually review this episode. But I wasn't gonna review this episode all alone. I actually managed to pick up 4 guest stars to actually help review this episode with me. Our first guest star, he is a lovable person in real life, and he's a great artist on DeviantArt. And he first made his debut in Patching Things Up, came back again for Sister Act, took over for me in Sandhassle, and now here he is, Andreas.
Hi everybody, Andreas here, and I'm great to be back.
And our second guest star, he's been around ever since he requested One Flew Over the Loud House and Yes Man, and made his debut of reviewing Making the Grade with me. Say hello to Vampire Fan 1958.
Thanks for bringing me back here again on the show, Loud House Critic. And yes, I have heard that this special has become one of the main reasons why Loud House has gone on hill since, due to its jumping the shark moments, character derailment, plot holes, wasted potential, and offensive Canadian stereotypes. And because of this, it even started season 5 of the show on a sour note as well. But for me, I'm still giving this show a chance to redeem itself, like what happened after the infamous No Such Luck episode in season 2. And I've actually seen worse TV episodes than this, like The Greenhouse, a season 1 Loud House episode, Stuck in the Arena from SpongeBob SquarePants, It's a Wishful Life from The Fairly Odd Parents, Brawl in the Family, a season 2 Loud House episode, The Best Burger in the World from Regular Show, I Meet Fred from iCarly, Sweet and Sour from the 1998 Powerpuff Girls TV series, and Peruvian Puff Pepper from Drake and Josh. But anyway, let's begin this review of the first ever hour-long Loud House episode and see what makes this episode deserve to be schooled.
As for our third guest star, since he's actually been around since the first season of the Loud House Critic, since a novel idea, and he actually made his debut in Middleman. That is Raven, also known as Raven the Knight. Unfortunately, he was unable to make it to the review due to some internet setback, but luckily our fourth guest star actually showed up. And this guy has been one hell of a commenter on my videos, and he actually made his debut in Cope Dreams. Welcome back, Steam Team ReWK.
Greetings everyone, this is Steam Team ReWK, CC Trainer Ling, and I'm back once again to help talk about not just any episode, but the episode many Loud House fans have found to be, well, not all that great. Do I share the same feelings? Well, that's what we're going to find out today. So, let's get right into this 1 hour long episode.
Don't you know, we really have to go to a place where you can feel my heart just race. Everybody's supersonic racing, try to keep your feet right on the ground. When you're supersonic racing, there's no time to look around. We're just supersonic.
Wear lucky underwear? Check.
Pull your damn pants up, boy! I don't want to see that!
Wear new jeans? Check. Put on best polo? Check.
Is this checklist even really that necessary? Honestly, you could have had all this stuff checked before the first day of school. Because anytime when it becomes almost the beginning of the school year, your parents go out and buy you every new school items, clothes, or even some writing utensils. You know, back in my day when I was spending so much summertime, when school was getting ready to start up so much, and when it comes to the day before the first day of school, I would always say this.
Oh, when is this thing gonna break up? I'll have to get up early tomorrow.
And get ready for school. I don't know if anybody else was really excited on getting back on their first day of school, but I really was.
Things are pretty crazy around the Loud House this morning.
You don't say, do you, Lincoln? The Loud House is pretty crazy this morning, even for times like this. And what makes your siblings very chaotic at a time like this?
It's the first day of school, and there are a lot of changes this year. For starters, Lori's leaving for college.
Oh, why this stupid thing?
Lori, I need help! Dress or jumpsuit? Dress or jumpsuit!
They're both cute, Lenny, but maybe you can start choosing on your own from now on. I'm not going to be around to...
I don't know if I'm the only one who noticed it, but doesn't Lenny asking Lori for fashion tips remind anyone of the opening scene to the episode GarageBand?
Yes. Hasn't Lenny always had the brain to actually figure out what she's gonna wear the next day? Considering the fact that she's wearing the same damn dress? And why the hell would you need to ask Lori to help pick out the kind of outfit that you should wear? I would criticize more on this subject, but I'm gonna wait till the very end of this review.
Say what you will, but this scene actually makes a lot of sense when viewed in context of past episodes.
You know, like Lori, I'm going to college as well. And yes, college is hard, but like one of my aunts said, college is not 13th grade.
And Lily's starting preschool, which means she had to be potty trained. That's great, because, you know, no more dirty diapers. But it's also not, because that's one more sister hogging the bathroom.
This includes the fact of something I actually quite noticed about Lily being toilet trained. Hasn't she always been since we saw this happen in Ten's debate? I don't know. I think she's being more conniving than Stewie Griffin.
Yeah, it is great to see Lily stop doing her infamous dirty diaper gag in this Loud House special. But unfortunately, it's not that great that she is acting like how Loud siblings, especially Lenny, hog up the bathroom now.
I'm so grateful he didn't actually slam the door on Luna's hand, and that would have really fucking hurt. I've seen stupider shit that Lilo actually did.
You rotten sister, your butt is crushing me! Why do you act so weird?
God damn!
Damn, that fucking hurts.
I saved the biggest news for last. This is my first day of middle school. Flawless hair, check. Most kids would be nervous, but not this guy.
Shut up, Grandma!
Now, as I was saying...
I made customized checklists for my friends and me, so nothing can go wrong. Ah! If I make it out of here alive.
Stay back, I got a chainsaw! Uh-oh.
You are pathetic.
If only I wish that were fucking true, Lincoln Loud.
That's something you should never say, Lincoln, because the moment someone like you says nothing can go wrong, it will end up going wrong for that person like you. And that term is known as Murphy's Law. And I really hope that the Loud House will have a second bathroom in their house one day. Just as long as it doesn't turn into another pipe dream scenario again, because we all know how that turned out with the parents, if you guys know what I mean.
No, the way Lincoln is talking almost makes me believe Schooled is not just another episode. It's like the first episode of a sequel series that takes place after the main series. Either that or some kind of soft reboot of the entire franchise. I mean, really, he's giving the impression that this is a whole new start to the show where things are going to be way different than they were before. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So let's keep going and see what's going on downstairs.
Whoa! What's all this?
Oh, this? Well, I just wanted breakfast to be extra special since, you know...
My God, look at his eyes. This motherfucker has been up since dawn. Take a fucking break for once, old man. At the very least, he's not being fucking delusional as Iron Joe.
Don't close your eyes! Don't look away! Somebody's gonna guard us! Somebody's gonna protect us!
I know, honey, but we promised we would hold it together for the kids.
Kids! Breakfast is... I can't do it! I can't do it!
Well, now I'm convinced.
Stop with the crying, you big pussy. It's not the end of the fucking world.
What's with the confounded whistle? I'm just getting some practice in. Principal Ramirez made me hall monitor this year, and I will not let her down. I was born to carry this badge.
Tell you one thing what she should have been born with.
If you only had a brain. Sometimes this stuff just writes itself.
Ah! Loud! That's strike 2!
I'll get you anyway, Pee-wee.
Oh, nothing's gonna happen!
Now, everybody in for breakfast. Oh, no, you don't. Your dad worked all morning on a special family meal, and we are going to enjoy it together. Do you want to break that man's heart?
I'll just clear these.
What if I said yes?
He'll be alright, I'm sure.
Guess it's time to say goodbye.
Fly away, little pretty bird.
Okay, guys, come on. Your big sister needs to get on the road.
And this isn't goodbye. It's just see you later.
Stop. Just fucking stop. You're acting weird. Well, weirder. I swear, Goofy actually did this so much better when Max was going off to college.
Well, champ, put her there.
Bye! Honey, let go!
Don't go! Don't go!
All right, that's it. Where's my dingo hopper gun?
Lori driving off with her dad on the bumper. Why do I get the feeling that dad is going to be holding on to the getaway limo the day Lori gets married? Hey, might as well get the practice in now.
This hypocritical paranoid dad needs to learn to let his daughter go. And I know that's kind of hard to let your oldest kid go, but Judas Priest, can you actually be reasonable about it and not bawl over the stupidest shit? And by the way, that was a really lame goodbye. That should have been about 2 to 3 minutes. I would complain more about this part, but I'll actually say more of it when we're done with this episode. Because the looks of it, I'm already hating this episode. Anyway, the bus arrives, and it's time for them to head off to school. And before we actually start, and I know this episode is close to being an hour long, and since there's 4 of us, and we won't be reviewing this all together, what I mean is that there's about 4 subplots of this story, and each and every one of us is going to review a character subplot. Like Steam Dub, you'll actually criticize on Lori's college subplot. So when Lori's actually on the screen, that's when you talk. Andreas, you will actually be covering Lenny and Lily's subplot. Lucky. So when these two are on, that's your turn to be in the spotlight. And as for you, Vampire fan, you'll be in charge of Lincoln's friend subplot, which means Stella, Clyde, Zach, Liam, and Rusty will be your kind of characters to take on. So much likely you'll actually be with me half of the time, since I'm the one who's covering Lincoln's subplot. So each of you have a bedroom up in the suite here. We're doing this to actually save us some time for actually reviewing the whole thing when each of us can actually review one different subplot each so we can have this done and over with, and so we don't get confused as well too. So again, Steam Dub, Lori, Andreas, Lenny and Lily, Vampire fan Lincoln's friends, and myself, the main character himself. Got it, guys?
Okay, you got it, dude.
All right, let's get down and reviewing this episode.
Okay, everybody, up top. First middle school high five, check. Who's ready to rock day 1?
I know I am. Grew this sweet new stash over the summer.
I'd hardly call that a stash.
Damn right.
You call that a knife?
You know, when I first started middle school, I was actually worried about meeting people I didn't know for the first time because back then, I was a really shy and quiet kid. But as I got to know them later on, I got less nervous in middle school.
Guys, there's nothing to be nervous about, especially since we'll all be together in Mrs. Salter's class, which Lynn said rules. But Lincoln, we're gonna get eaten alive! We're not big fish anymore!
I can't believe this kid. Does he believe every single word that Lynn tells him? Because if I remember correctly, in Middleman, she almost got you killed in that one.
As long as we're together, we'll be fine. This is it, middle school. And we'll make this day look easy.
Oh, so we went from the Loud House to High School Musical now. That's kind of odd.
Wait. If we're gonna go through with this, I want to be prepared. All right, continue.
We're not cool.
And my stomach's really queasy.
I don't think I can go through with it.
Okay, I have to admit, Stella sings really good. And I'm still having a hard time with Lincoln actually singing in this one because I'm really not kind of comfortable with him singing in this one. But I can say he sung better in the Loud House movie. Oh, was he really good. But as bad as you all love these songs, there's always another video that actually has them in it. And I'm gonna have to skip this one. So after that no need of a musical number, Lincoln and his friends actually arrived at class.
Hey guys, I'm Mrs. Salter. Okay, so here's the lowdown. Juice bar in the back, help yourself. Also, there are cards on the desk with your names on them. RIP hardcore themed. I love the show.
Nuh-uh. As far as company politics go, this is the weirdest show of all.
See? I told you guys there's nothing to worry about.
Uh-oh. What do you think? I hope you don't eat those words. Oh, no way, man. This is way too beautiful.
Uh-oh. Why do I get that feeling that something might actually take the wrong turn for this guy?
Mrs. Salter? I can't find my desk. My name's Lincoln Loud.
Oh, okay. Here you are. Looks like you're in Mr. Ballhoffner's class.
What?
wasted this class.
For the love of sponge cake! Say you turned in the form! Say it!
Mrs. Salter, can't he stay? I mean, he's already here. Please? Yeah, we have to stick together.
Yeah, we just sang a dang song about it.
Okay, I'll have to admit that what Liam just said right there about sticking together because of singing a song about it earlier is actually a decent fourth wall break joke.
Oh, I am so sorry, guys, but we're full. Lincoln's gonna have to report to Mr. Bohofner's class.
Then again, this Mr. Bohofler might be a nice guy. Then again, maybe not. I did see him have a little cameo appearance in Middleman.
Where's that? The trailer?
Here's a juice for the road. It's quite a hike.
2 words I gotta say. Fuck that. What kind of middle school they run here?
Question. How come Mr. Bohofner is now teaching in trailer? Didn't he used to teach class in the classroom at the Royal Woods Middle School as it was shown in the 2 Season 3 Loud House episodes Middlemen and Hero Today Gone Tomorrow? Did someone take his place in his old classroom, or did he do something illegal that got him forced to teach in a trailer now? What exactly happened right there?
Okay, here we go with Lynn and Rita dropping Lily off to her first day at preschool. Aw, so cute.
Any behavioral issues like biting?
Only during full moons. Ow! It's a werewolf joke.
Everyone's a critic.
Potty trained?
Have been for 42 years.
Holy crap, he's 42?
Yes, Lily is potty trained.
Excellent. I think we're set. I'll go ahead and take Miss Lily now.
Well, champ, put her there.
I love you.
Wow, honey, you handled that surprisingly.
They're all leaving us.
God help us.
Well, at least that lasted about 40 seconds. Good job, Lynn.
This is what alone feels like.
What are we gonna do with no kids around?
Well, look on the bright side though, Lynn. At least you and Rita got the entire house to yourselves for the weekday. And what are 2 parents to do that don't even have to work on this certain day, which is kind of awkward and inconvenient if you ask me, would do on a lonely day home alone?
Uh-oh.
I got you.
Gotcha.
Let's get out of here.
Boo-Boo Bear! I'm finally here! Look, it's my floor!
Shh! Did you shush me?
But I was just... Quiet floor, silence at all times? I'll literally never survive. Shh!
Don't not tonight. I'll kick your ass.
Lori on the quiet floor. Silence at all times? What, is this floor exclusive for the students studying to be future librarians if their golf careers go nowhere?
What's wrong with you? What? I can't! I'm wearing tights! I got skinny jeans on the same fucking thing!
Oh, bullshit!
No speeding!
Come on, Lynn. This is the worst day of my life. And I have to make it all the way to Bohofner's room.
The Hoff? Oh boy, stinks to be you.
I wonder if Lynn had to even suffer with this guy before she came to middle school in the first place. Then again, that would suck to be her.
Alright, I shouldn't be doing this, but climb on. This is a one-time only escort.
Survey says, giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet.
Good luck in there, bro. The Hoff keeps his room scorching hot. Oh, and watch out for his breath. Sardines, with a hint of red onions and farts.
That's really reductive.
Speaking of cheese...
I wondered where I left my pudding cup. Thanks for finding it for me, Lincoln Lame.
Oh, Christ. Chandler's in this too? I feel like spilling a bowl of hot dick and noodle soup on my dick. Cause I'm hoping this is gonna wake me up.
Okay, listen up. The name's Bullhoffner.
Bullhoffner? Sounds like a made-up adjective word.
And described him with adjectives.
Whoa! Boy, that was one big ugly bear.
I didn't spend 15 years in the military, followed by 2 months stranded
Oh my
inside an
God.
active volcano,
Oh, please,
surviving
God,
on
no.
lizards and pumice stone to be pushed around by a bunch of chuckleheads.
I am going to die a virgin. But let's just see how Andreas is doing.
I could get used to this.
It's Lily's preschool. Hello? What?
Son of a bitch. I'm on my way.
I could have sworn she was potty trained. How did we miss this?
I don't know, but now that we've
Had a sweet taste of alone time, I need more. It's potty training time, take 2.
Yeah, there it is. So,
I blame the aliens.
Hey, gang. How you doing?
Sorry I'm late. It's a really long walk from Mr. Ballhoffner's.
Oh, I saw that coming.
sorry, the crash. Later, buddy.
Thanks for nothing.
Sorry, bro. I'm gonna have to write you up for loitering in a no-stopping zone.
I really hate that girl.
Come on, LJ. Aren't you going to let your little brother explain what happened?
Lori trying to watch TV and eat on the quiet floor.
Survey says.
Oh, God!
Whoa, if that's the kind of reaction these students give to people just eating and breathing, what do you think happens if someone accidentally steps on a creaky floorboard? Ugh, I don't even want to think about it.
Come on, pick up. Lenny, you won't believe. Wait, why are you still in your bathrobe? Didn't school start like 5 hours ago?
Well, yeah, but I couldn't go. You never said what to wear. Now how about this fit and flare dress? Oh, gosh! Is the dress that bad?
No, I'm stuck on the quiet floor and everyone hates me. I'm trying, okay?
God damn it, I'm sorry! Alright? I'm just having some f***ing identity issues right now, and I can't think straight, and I just get off my back, because you don't know what it's like!
Telling a girl not to cry? Not cool, bruh. Not cool. And I don't think anyone personally hates Lori. They just hate the idea of someone breaking the general rule of the floor. A dumb rule, yes, but a rule all the same. So yeah, this living arrangement is certainly not off to a good start. But there's still time to make things right. Hopefully.
Are you little? Oh, a talker, huh?
I'd buy them all a bouquet of hand jobs.
Well, Mr. Blabberlips, you'll be spending your lunch with me.
You are beyond the halitosis you so obviously suffer from.
I just don't even want to imagine what his breath actually smells like. Probably worse than the Grinch's. And speaking of...
I have to get out of here.
You took the same damn words right out of my mouth.
Make way for the launch!
Hard ass.
Oh, what's the plan, Lincoln? We need you in our class. Without you, everything's thrown off.
Yeah, you should have seen us try to paper mache a group project yesterday.
Jeez, how did Lincoln's friends end up like that? Talk about being disorganized. But good news for Lincoln is that he has an idea to get out of Mr. Bullhoffner's class and get into Mrs. Salter's class to be with his friends again. After all, he is the man with the plan.
No. Anytime you're a man with a plan, anything can go wrong.
Please, I'm great at convincing.
Well, if you need any assistance, let me know. I could pretend to be your dad or an attorney. Since I look like I'm 30 now, you know.
Survey says.
Probably not the best idea to impersonate someone's father or an attorney, Rusty, because if someone did do something like that, then that person might end up having to face some serious jail time, or worse.
Well, I still don't know what to do.
Whoa, wait a minute!
I guess we'll just have to
What the hell?
Lenny, what in the hell are you wearing? Jesus, no wonder you need Lori to help dress you. So anyway, Lenny rushes her way onto the bus, which is,
Is this the right bus?
Is a seat taken? I'll take that as a no. So are you new to our school? I don't remember seeing you around.
Okay. And they just accepted her. Alright. I see where this is kind of going, I guess. Maybe?
If all goes to plan, I'll be in your class by the end of the day.
Run, dude! You're gonna be late!
What the hell do you think you're doing, baldhead?
Lynn, I have to get to class. Can you give me another escort?
Negative. You only get one freebie. You're doing some time, stinking.
You motherfucker! When I get out of this, I'm gonna rip out your fucking lungs! You hear me? You're dead!
Does anyone else remember in the Season 3 Loud House episode Middleman when Lynn Jr. didn't want Lincoln and Clyde to suffer the same fate she had on her first day in middle school because of what she had to go through? Yeah, so much for that. And now with this Loud House special, LJ acts like she doesn't care if Lincoln is suffering on his first day in middle school now, and even bullies her only brother for no apparent reason other than the fact that she is the middle school hall monitor.
Late on day 2, Loud? That's another lunch you'll be spending with me and my tuna casserole.
That is torture evil on his face. It's like he loves taking the liking of torturing Lincoln.
My sister Lynn stuffed me in a locker. I had to jerry-rig a paperclip to get out.
I don't want excuses.
My God, is there any chance that Lincoln can actually go to the principal's office? Oh, it's gonna be one of those episodes again.
You little shit!
Not again!
Meanwhile, back at the Loud House, where Rita and Lynn are still training Lily, which she is being very difficult.
Come on, Lily! Just get on the ding-dang-darn seat, dang it! Come on, I'll give you this cookie.
What? Don't reject the cookie!
Come on, we'll give you the cookie. It'll be so good. All you have to do is
Don't
pee.
be scared.
What do you say?
Oh!
Now, Lily, throwing cookies is not... Oh!
Ooh, I'll kill that. That won't be necessary, my friend.
Cookie Monster never used a cookie as a weapon. Hint, hint.
Lily, using the potty's easy. Watch how Daddy does it. Oh. Oh, great. Now I'm stuck. Rita, help!
Survey says...
Okay. At least with Dee Dee and Stu, they didn't have this problem when trying to train Chucky with potty training.
Lori on the driving range floor.
Welcome to the driving range floor.
Peace and quiet.
Plot twist. The students on the driving range floor were inspired by Mr. Moose and they needed someone to fill the role of Captain Kangaroo. But wow, imagine that being your wake-up call every day. I'm surprised Lori didn't get bruised all over.
Sea cucumbers vomit their stomachs and intestines as a means of tangling up predators.
Douchebag sergeant.
Hey, don't scratch that desk, Loud. It's on loan from the kindergarten.
From the kindergarten? What the fuck are these people on? South Park stupid pills?
You should be thanking me. You get to sit by Hank, our beloved class pet.
And fuck that. Oh no, no, fuck that. I'm getting out of here. I don't give a fuck if you're gonna suspend or expel me. I don't give a shit. See ya!
Excuse me, Mr. Bullhoffner? I'm not feeling well.
If you're not bleeding, then you'll survive till the end of the day.
Yeah, that's not fooling anybody. DW tried to fake the chicken pox and that did not turn out right for her. So Lincoln tries to make his way to the nurse until more stupid shit happens from his sister Lynn.
Stop! You're going 5 and a 3!
You have one chance to surrender.
I swear, if that girl ever tackles me in the hallway, I will tackle her back.
Lynn, come on. I just need to talk to the principal. I've got important business.
No one's above the law, stinking. I took an oath.
What the fuck did I tell you about that word?
Don't make me hurt you. Don't make me hurt you.
Fine. Can I just get a drink first? You always say hydration is important.
Yeah, I do say that. Okay, one drink.
La da do do dee do da do da la da do dee da da oh do da day.
Oh yeah, where'd he go?
Woo! Let's see the Batman do better than that. I wonder how Vampire Fan is doing with Lincoln's friends.
Meanwhile, with Lincoln's friends in gym class, all wondering what they will learn there in middle school now.
Oh, I've got a real bad feeling down deep in my bones.
Me too. Middle school gym class is no grade school gym class.
Just hope that what you learned about dodgeball in gym class during grade school has paid off, guys.
Initiate scorpion formation!
Huh?
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? Right in the pancreas.
What happened? We just got our rumps handed to us.
Without Lincoln, the formation's off. Our flank is exposed.
But as expected, without Lincoln, they're all not doing so well in dodgeball now. Just come up with a new plan to play dodgeball without Lincoln, guys. How hard can it be? If you guys, like Lincoln's friends, want to learn how to become better at playing dodgeball, just remember the 5 Ds from this dodgeball-themed movie. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Come on, Alvin! Remember your 5 Ds! Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge!
Excuse me, can I please talk to the principal? Cheryl?
Oh, no, sugar. I'm Meryl, Cheryl's sister.
Survey says...
I'm ready to know what the people know.
Okay. This looked like an afterthought, like the writers decided to make something up as they go to make something that looks like Cheryl. But they can do whatever the fuck they want to do since Chris Savino's not even in charge anymore.
Oopsie doodle. That's lunch.
Meatloaf again? Meryl, did I not stress to the lunch staff not to serve meatloaf on Tuesdays? That's what I make for dinner. I can't have it twice.
Hey, ain't too late to be a pig of yourself, sweetheart. There's a thing in a recipe called Cobb salad. But somewhat like Lincoln always thinks he's the man with the plan, has himself another idea. What can possibly go wrong? Okay, well, I deserve that. Lincoln actually invites the principal to go to Lynn's table. We'll see what happens there.
At the middle school cafeteria, with Lincoln's friends still sore from gym class, let's just say that their lunch plan without Lincoln doesn't go too well either, like during their time in their classes like gym and arts and crafts.
What did you guys bring to trade?
Who wants my grilled cheese?
If you make me a steak, I'll just throw it out. I want a grilled cheese, not a BLT. Are you following me? I guess no one, but I do want your apples and peanut butter.
That's off limits.
Don't make me hurt you.
Unless Clyde gives up a cupcake.
Now I'm ready for dessert.
I never trade my cupcakes. Unless Lincoln brings his mac and cheese bites.
No, without Lincoln, the trade formula is off too.
Doggone it! We need that feller back.
Hey, come on guys, at least get a chance to eat during lunchtime. Because like people say, it's hard to do something with an empty stomach, like in those Snickers, "You're not you when you're hungry" commercials.
So now at Lynn's table restaurant, Lincoln actually introduces himself to the principal of the middle school.
Oh, hey, Principal Ramirez. Didn't know you ate here. I'm Lincoln Loud, one of your new students, and my dad happens to own this restaurant. Complimentary potato skin.
Fried mozzarella and loaded potato skins.
Those are my favorites! Well, my second favorite aside from...
Jalapeno poppers? I did some research in case it came by.
Hey, slow down there, lady. You're eating like a pig.
Presenting 876 reasons why I shouldn't be in Mr. Bullhoffer's class.
I got more than 1,000 reasons why I shouldn't even been in that damn class in the first place to begin with. Or maybe not at all.
Number 1. Unsafe working environment due to a high chance of being bit by a piranha. Number 34, my desk is really doing a number on my back. Number 287, my fellow students don't seem to take education as seriously as I do.
Yeah, I'm really too surprised that no one hasn't even punished that little bastard, Chandler. Then again, I would have liked if he got his actual punishment if it was the case of him being the prankster in Silence of the Luanns.
So what do you think?
I say yes!
Yes!
These are the best poppers in town. I'll take another round.
She didn't hear any of that shit.
You know, this lady could actually be writing a book right now. How to abuse kids in 10 ways or more.
All right, let's take a look back and see how the Grints are doing with Lily.
Lily, we are putting you on the potty, and that's final.
Not so good, I assume.
All right, that's it. Oh. Okay, go that way. We'll corner her. She went in the doggy door. Oh, no, it's locked.
The front door is locked, too.
Oh my god! How could she lock her own parents out of the house? She's a little psycho. Hopefully this won't further in the future episodes.
What do we do now?
Well, I guess there's always the chimney.
Dib's not.
Oh.
Sucks to be you then, doesn't it?
Look on the bright side. At least you're not Santa Claus, and you don't got Mr. Grouse going down the chimney for you. That would cause a lot of trouble for you.
Lori bracing herself to take a shower on the driving range floor. We, who are about to get smacked with golf balls, salute you.
Make your best move, ass bite.
What? What?
Boo Boo Bear, I want to move to another floor.
I'm turning around right now.
Lori getting her phone wrecked with a golf ball. Whoa! Right through the phone! I can see why that scene ended so quickly. You don't want to see the kind of rage Lori Loud can dish out if anything comes between her and her phone.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, does this work?
Pretty! Thank you! I love your romper. Totes cute color. You want to sit together at lunch?
Oh, okay. This is nice. This is cute. I can tell that Lenny's gonna be a probably good mother when she decides to have kids.
What did you just say?
Wait. Never mind. Let's just go. Let's just go. Next scene.
I actually have some good news.
Precisely what is good news these days? Because the honest to God truth, nothing sounds like good news these days anymore.
You've proven yourself to be a pretty determined kid. So I pulled some strings and I found a way to get you what you want.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
You'll be challenged in a cooler classroom, etc., etc.
You've just earned free poppers for life, Principal Ramirez.
Feed her all that shit and she'll be fat enough in no time to be on a Thanksgiving dinner tray. Don't take that the wrong way, because that's not exactly what I mean.
Because you'll be attending a new school. It's just across the river.
New school? Wait a minute. I hate to imagine where this new school is. Is it in Zealand? Grand Rapids?
I cashed it in, so this better be worth it, Loud. And by the way, it's in Canada!
Canada?
What the fuck?
Canada? What the fuck is wrong with those people in that studio? Are they really trying to make themselves look like idiots on camera? Wait a minute, what the hell am I saying? I'm starting to think they got angry letters about this.
Rise and shine, Link. It's 4 a.m. You don't want to be late for your first day at your new school.
Leave your number, I'll get back to you.
Dad, I can't. It's too early.
Yes, you can. Duh.
You got a real sick sense of humor.
Yeah, that's really funny. Good boy and bad boy and old boy and atta boy and go fuck yourself, boy. I ain't going. But as Lincoln doesn't even have a fucking choice, Lynn actually drives him to the freaking boat. By the way, who the fuck would actually send their kid to Canada all the way from Michigan? You might as well even make it more hurtful for him to let him just stay there forever. Which I hope not. And Lincoln actually arrives in Canada.
Hey, girl, if I could, hey, girl, hey, girl.
Shut up! Shut up right now!
Hey, Dudley do fuck up. Shut up. You're not really good at singing. I know one guy who's actually from Canadian and he can actually sing really good. And I've never even been to Canada. And I probably never will.
The sun is shining brightly, cockadoo sunny day.
You're gonna want to put those on.
Thanks, but I'm all set up.
Whoa! Hey! ask for the wins. All right, we're gonna make him. I just had to duck down a little lower, that's all.
Don't worry, you're gonna love it here.
Yeah, this kind of looks like a place that Elsa would actually go to school to.
Welcome to Canada. It's a treat this time of year, so go on, mount your moose for your commute.
It's a musical now, fuck you!
But as bad as almost listening to a stereotypical song, Lincoln actually arrives at his school. And as bad as things are about to get, no, I'm not saying that word again.
Well, Lincoln, I think you'll be very happy here at Mapleton. You'll get used to that.
You know, this is kind of really weird. I don't think in Canadian school that they actually have floor made of ice. But if that was even the case of them having a floor made out of ice, I would ask them, do you guys know Tom and Jerry?
They make the floor all ice like in Tom and Jerry. That's my favorite.
I just hope Lincoln's friends are having a better time than he is.
Wonderful! I wonder, what's in my wonder ball? Who knows what surprises a wonder ball can hide? Yummy nasty chocolate with candy shapes inside. Oh, I wonder, what's in my wonder ball?
Toy Story! I got Lion King.
Mine's Dalmatian. Lots of candy surprises, plus a sticker. Nestle Wonder Ball. It's candy and chocolate and foil in a box.
What's in your wonder ball?
Now back to the show. Do you see how your patience paid off?
Meanwhile, back at the bus stop to the Royal Woods Middle School in Michigan, USA, Lincoln's friends, still missing him, are all now looking for a person in the group to be the new leader.
Y'all, I'm just gonna say it. With Lincoln gone, we need a new man. Or woman with a plan. Who's it gonna be?
Me! 'Cause I can handle it. I got no other responsibilities. You all have families, or you're expecting. But I'm a loner, a bachelor who can spend all his time carrying the burdens of office, grappling with the cares of state, meeting my responsibilities.
It should be me. Check out this sick tap-tat I just got. Zach rules. Rah, 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 rah.
That's disturbing. Tats are lame. It should be me. I got the sweetest moves.
Man, I'm getting out of here.
Next time, Rusty and Zach, pay attention to what's in front of you two before you guys do or say something.
Hey, he did fit down the chimney.
Hey, wait, how did you get in here?
Turns out the dining room window was open.
And Rita can fit through the dining room window? Okay, sure, let's go with that.
I don't remember potty training being so hard with the other kids.
Me neither. I'm running out of ideas here.
Wait a minute.
Lisa, that little genius potty trained herself in like an hour. Maybe she can help us.
Wait, Lisa potty trained herself in an hour? Oh my god. And, okay, why did Lisa just leave her invention in the middle of the living room? That's not safe. We've all seen what happened with baby Herman when he almost touched that one whatever that was in the hospital.
Need to borrow my little genius for a while? Thanks, Cheryl.
But what about her lessons?
I think I'll survive if I miss playing with Paige.
Okay, so that's the plan. They're gonna go get Lisa's help for this. Okay, so now we're checking back on Lenny.
And what does this animal do?
Quack, 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 quack.
Huh, you're lucky Donald or Daffy weren't there. They really have something to say to you.
And gosh, this must be shop class. You actually shop. I'm so getting an A.
Okay, this is going great. So it's nap time now.
That new volunteer is delightful. She really relates to the children on their level.
Okay, we'll buy into that they think that Lenny is a volunteer. That's acceptable. Okay, that's so ding-dang cute. I know she's 17 now, but that's still cute to see. Lenny's doing alright, I can see.
Lori on the caddy floor.
Babe, how's the caddy floor?
So far, so good. It's so nice to finally be able to relax.
Jesus Christ!
Hi, I'm Maddie, your personal caddy. Now let me see her. Yeah, that's a much better angle.
Can you just email me the rest of this story?
Now, I'd go with this teddy bear. Now relax as I continue to study your every move.
Get the fuck out of here!
So is this girl one of many personal caddies assigned to every room? Or is this some random roommate who wants to be a caddy? Regardless, if she would just ditch the whole stalker-like staring, I think this room would be perfect for Lori. No silence, no golf balls, just relative normality. And you know, I'm starting to think Lori transferred to this floor sometime after this episode when we see her again in Ghosted, but that's beside the point.
So, still in Canada with Lincoln.
Class, I want you to meet our new student, Lincoln Loud.
Cheers! Welcome, Lincoln.
You're just in time for our math lesson.
Cool. I'll get out my notebook.
Oh, no need for that.
I don't know if that's an offensive stereotype of Canadians not doing math the right way, but in my case, somehow I was never too much good at math. Math was my least favorite subject. As I said before in one of my reviews, so instead of doing math, they all just play hockey. So after that weird math experience, Lincoln actually heads to the lunchroom and nobody's actually there, because they're out ice fishing.
I'm starting! 2 minutes! Fall off
Back at the Whirlwoods Middle School, Zach and Rusty are still arguing about who should be the new leader in the Lincoln Friends group.
How about this, dog? Whoever can do the most push-ups is the new man with the blizzard.
Challenge accepted.
Survey says...
Don't let this bird taste like a shoe like it did last year.
You dick!
Here they go again.
Hey, that's our cue. Let's get out of here.
Maybe now you'll think twice before breaking hallway rules.
Even though the show is another case of Lynn Jr. being a huge asshole, at one point it's kind of satisfying to see Rusty and Zach get shoved into a locker after their actions in the Season 2 Loud House episode making the grade towards Lincoln, and the Season 3 Loud House episode past your bedtime towards Liam. But however, Liam isn't there with Rusty and Zach for joining the two and making the grade, and Lincoln and Clyde not being with the two for joining them past your bedtime as well. And yes, I do agree that Lynn Jr. is taking her middle school hall monitor job way too seriously, like she's Sue from the Season 2 Loud House episode The Old and the Restless.
Okay, so back at the Loud House, the Rents and Lisa...
And now may I present Mr. Pottybot.
Oh! Boy!
By following Lily and tracking her body heat, Mr. Pottybot will know exactly when Lily has to go and will zip her to the lavatory to do her business.
Pottybot. Not the most accurate name for a robot. I mean, I've heard cooler, but, you know. Who am I to judge? I'm no scientist.
Not as bad as you think. More Canadian stereotypical shit can't get much worse. Lincoln is actually riding a moose to actually get to school. Okay, I know you guys are actually having real fun with so much of your home country, but please don't go overboard about it. You might piss off a lot of people who actually live in Canada.
Oh, now what?
sorry. We got a bit of a sticky situation. Maple syrup cart hit a pancake truck and, well, that's what you call a delicious detour, eh?
Yeah, oh, nothing like stereotype.
What is this, Mardi Gras?
Nothing like stereotypes.
This is what you do in America, right?
But the next day at his school in Canada, Lincoln devised a plan because he's the man with the plan. Which begs the question, if he's the man with the plan, who's the woman with the plan?
Uh-oh, I suppose you're gonna kick me out of school for this, huh?
Yes.
Please do that shit.
Stop.
Do it.
Frank, shut up. And no,
Kick you out? No way! My wife told me I couldn't pull off bushy brows, but here's proof I can!
Oh, no offense, but some people with big-ass bushy eyebrows kind of freak me out. I'm sorry, because Dustin Hoffman as Captain Hook, he had those huge bushy-ass eyebrows.
Snowball fight? It's on!
Shit.
Don't forget to calculate the maximum mark of your snowballs!
As bad as I hate to say it, anything that Lincoln is trying to mess up, he will mess up.
Yeah!
I hate you.
Indoor moose races? Great idea, Lincoln!
Oh, nice, eh? Pinecone breath, crusty tail, twig legs, big nose. Sorry. You went too far that time.
Okay, checking back with Lily.
Lily requires potty.
Okay, that's a cute way of saying thank you, but you're still going to put that butt on the potty.
Danger.
I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker!
Oh yeah? With what?
How about these?
Mr. Potty, please! Sweet Jesus!
Oh my god. Oh my god! She took down that robot with Geo. Somebody's been watching that Robot Chicken sketch with the puppy Terminator.
Bobby, this floor has to work out. This is one of the last available rooms on campus.
Well, what could go wrong on the safe trap floor, babe?
What could go wrong, he says. Oh, Bobby, you don't realize what you've just done.
Boo-Boo Bear, this is a nightmare. I was so excited to come to Fairway, but I'm starting to think I don't belong.
Babe, not to interrupt, but...
Well, that concludes our broadcast day, week. Actually, it concludes all future broadcasting of any sort.
I don't like sand.
Pathetic.
Babe?
I can't take this anymore!
Lori getting covered in sand after opening the door. I might be the only one thinking this, but what if a closet full of sand is just for the incoming freshmen? Like it's some kind of initiation and it's everyone's way of saying, welcome to Fairway. Hey, just something to think about.
But so much for the man with the plan. Things don't even get so much better for him, and he really misses his friends back in Royal Woods, Michigan, and he calls them up on the phone. I just hope Vampire Fan is actually doing great than I am.
Hey, buddy! Clyde, I got the whole gang on with me. Say hi, guys! Taco,
Let's shake it.
Lincoln, we're all in home ec together.
Oh. Right.
Well, I need you to come to Canada. My school has a huge hockey game against their rivals, and we gotta make sure that game never happens. If we can pull this off, I'll get kicked out of here and be home in no time. Who was watching the timer?
Lincoln is usually the timer man.
Really? As I seem to prefer, Clyde actually has better cooking skills than Lincoln. Hell, he would know actually when the time is to pull the cookies out of the oven. He's a freaking expert on cooking.
And here's another thing I have to say about this Loud House special. One of my uncles was born in Saskatchewan, Canada, and he would be really offended when he sees this special. Just how helpless are Lincoln's friends? I know that Lincoln is supposed to be the man with the plan, but that doesn't mean that they can't do anything right without him and his leadership. I mean, I have friends, and even though we're not always together, we have actually turned out okay by ourselves.
So back at the Loud House, Lynn and Rita are literally sleeping on the job.
Uncomfortable? Oh, good.
Who said that?
Check it out. You ever seen a bird neck this big? Too much for you, huh, baby?
Oh, I'm surprised that Walt has enough strength to carry like a 2-ounce baby.
Really?
I don't get pounds, okay?
Fucking tease.
What the hell? Wait here a minute.
Willie's at home forever.
Why, that clever little shrew! She faked not potty trained so she can stay home with everyone else. Very clever.
Huh.
I'm having myself an idea. Baloo.
Lincoln's friends now arrive at the Warwoods Ferry to get to Canada to rescue Lincoln there, except for one small problem. Lincoln is with them, as usual in this special.
Oh. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now?
Well, looks like we're swimming across this here river.
But the water is freezing.
What are you doing?
Then we best get to lathering. Nothing like farm fresh butter to trap the heat.
I don't know why, but seeing Liam rub that butter all over himself makes me want to do a BTS joke right now. Because one of their songs is called Butter.
Yeah, moist. That would be nice. It's called foreplay.
Just hope that I don't offend any BTS ARMY members, though.
So, going back to the Loud House, of course, Lynn and Rita decided to confront Lily about her potty problem.
Sweetie, we need to talk.
Uh-oh.
We know you're potty trained.
What? No. Yuck.
Lily, please don't try to crap yourself. I knew a guy that once did that and did not end well for him. Yeah. So, they acknowledge that Lily doesn't want to go to preschool because she's not ready for it, and it's okay that she stays home. And whenever she's ready to go to school, they will be there to support her. I think that's good on Lily's part. And so sweet that she gets a little lesson like that.
So then Lincoln's friends are all now in Canada as they're shown to be riding on a moose taxi to rescue Lincoln there.
I knew we should have sprung for the moose with a bigger caboose.
You see that bus? I'm gonna shove it up your ass.
Are we there yet?
Let me check the GPS. I think it's frozen.
Would this be the best time to do some ice puns right now? Or is it just a cool thing to do?
Guys, that might be the least of our problems.
A Yeti! Holy shit!
Get it out of here!
Lincoln! You came for us!
If that was actually a Yeti, then it would have been taller and way more scary than the Yeti Lincoln's friends just saw.
Vampire fan, I'm so glad you're actually back with me again.
What happened?
Don't ask. Liam, you got any more of that butter? I'm freezing my stash off. No!
Oh, where?
Why do I get the feeling we're gonna spend all our time rescuing the baby?
Don't worry about it, Rusty. Your mustache hair will grow back.
Time to put Operation Stop the Hockey Game and get kicked out of school so that I can finally end this frozen nightmare and also think of a shorter name for this operation.
You know, I'm starting to think that that's part of Lincoln's running gag. Ever since Lori says literally, Letty says like, Luann's gotta make some bad jokes, but sometimes they're good jokes. You all get what I'm saying. Anyway, let's get into action.
Hair dryers? You can't play hockey without ice.
In my opinion, I think that's actually going to take more than some hair dryers to melt an ice rink. Man, Rusty sure is treated like a punching bag in this Loud House special.
Survey says...
Don't look at my ass! This is humiliating.
Well, bust my flannels! What's going on here, eh?
Oh no! Principal Marshall, we're so busted!
When she finds out that I was always right, you're busted.
Anyway, I'm sure this means I'm kicked out, so I'll just go grab my belongings.
No! You actually saved me!
Seriously?
Oh god, are you shitting me?
Must Ralph beat some sense into that overcooked noodle that you call a hash, Ralph?
But between us, I've got no interest in playing this hockey game. The coach of our rival school is my big brother Gordy. And every year, win, lose, or draw, he gives me an enormous post-game wedgie.
But Principal Marshall...
But don't worry your little dukes. I'll take full responsibility for this kerfuffle. Now you should all head her. That's Canadian for skedaddle. I'll tell everyone the game's off.
The fact that Principal Marshall has a big brother who gives him a post-game wedgie whenever Marshall and his hockey team wins, loses, or draw against his brother's hockey team is actually kind of cruel and sad at the same time.
Maybe I could commute to Fairway. 3 hours each way isn't so bad, right?
Boo! I spent 10 years in a dog park. Come talk to me after St. Bernard shits on your face!
Frank, Jesus.
Lori thinks she doesn't belong on a college campus? You know, I'd be willing to believe that notion if we saw her trying to do more than finding a decent living space. Like, for instance, maybe she's struggling with the course material, or she has to live with a roommate who hates her for one reason or another. Perhaps not being able to make friends with anyone in general. Something that stretches beyond, I don't want to live in a sand trap. Either way, I don't blame her for getting upset. It's a whole new environment, but I'll get back to that a little later.
Our Canadian goose is cooked.
We can't give up, guys. Who's got another plan?
Whoa, how did Rusty ended up getting so cool all of a sudden? Looks like the forecast for Canada was definitely a big freeze there. Alright, I'll stop with the ice puns. Don't want to turn this into a huge Batman and Robin scenario.
Iceman cometh. Kick some ice. Can you be cold? Chill. Freeze well. Cool party. Stay cool.
God damn it, I hate you.
But as unexpectedly as some things could take a turn for Lincoln and his friendship with his friends, Lincoln is finally accepting the change around him. I mean, sometimes in reality, some friends don't last forever, unless you're able to find them on Facebook.
Maybe it's time we just accept it. We're not gonna be together for middle school. But buddy, how are we gonna survive? We're just gonna have to. You'll get used to me not being around every day, and I'll try to adjust to Canada. We'll take it day by day, eh? See, I'm getting used to it already.
As good as Lincoln's speech is actually getting to Lori, in fact, I think much of this episode should have actually been on Lincoln and Lori only. And speaking of Lori, Steam Dub, you're next.
You know what? Even if it does come off as a rushed moment for Lori to figure out her problem at Fairway, she does make a good point. She gets covered in warm sand, and he gets frozen in cold snow. Pick your poison. And as for the phrase of making it work, I see the underlying message beginning to take shape.
So we go back to Canada, and Lincoln actually sees his friends at a table by surprise. And here comes one of the biggest stereotypical bullshit I have ever seen in an animated show like this.
Really nice to see Lincoln's friends accepting Lincoln's school change and even having their first breakfast in Canada together.
What are you guys doing here?
Well, we thought about what you said, and you're right. We'll make this work.
Starting with our very first international breakfast swap. Oh, thanks, guys.
We stick together, we can see it through, 'cause you got a friend in me.
Firing up the maple syrup hose!
I don't want to sound too whiny, but does Canada have any other breakfast food besides pancakes and maple syrup?
Actually, no syrup for me today, please. I'm a little syruped out.
What the fuck? What's a bear actually doing here? Are these Canadian people not scared of a bear?
Does a bear shit in the woods?
Yes, it does. I saw a bear in the woods when I was a little sapling. It was horrible. There's strays everywhere and it gets stuck in their fur, and there's bits of squirrel and salmon in their Oh, and the smell. It smells like...
The is wrong with you? It was a rhetorical question. Get out.
Why is everyone staring at us? Is my fly down?
Hey, Rusty? Maybe asking if your fly is open or not is probably not the best time to ask that, since there are people eating their breakfast nearby you and your friends.
But as bad and sensitive all these idiots are, they actually banned Lincoln from Canada for this maple syrup code, which I didn't know was a fucking thing for them now. Do people up there get offended real easily with maple? What do you think, Vampire Fan?
So let me get this straight. Lincoln got banned in Canada for 3 years just because he didn't want any maple syrup on his pancakes after being exhausted from having too much maple syrup for many days since he moved to Canada? How on earth does that make any sense? And boy, do these guys don't take no syrup for an answer. You know, I actually take that back. What I've heard is that it's actually considered rude to refuse part of a dish placed on a restaurant menu in many countries that are outside the United States. But it doesn't mean that it's a worldwide crime. So yeah, in real life, Lincoln wouldn't be banned for saying that, but he would have been scolded by the Canadians for what he just said instead. And by the way, I think that this Loud House episode might hold a record for the most broken logic in one episode from a show like this. I actually wouldn't be too happy about being banned in the country for a few years or more, because in real life, that wouldn't be fun at all.
But seeing how Lincoln is actually banned from this Canada school, he actually goes back to the Royal Woods Middle School. Lucky. Then again, not so lucky. So now we're back at the Loud House.
Wear lucky underwear?
Okay, let's cut this bullshit. We don't need the same fucking deja vu all over again.
Lenny finally gets to go to high school again and gets to tell Lily everything she did at preschool.
Can't believe I have to go back to high school. Preschool had finger painting, naps, a trampoline.
Finger painting? Trampoline?
This gives Lily an idea to give it a try.
About time.
What the fuck? Holy crap! Lily moves like a little spider monkey.
I don't know how that happened, but I'll take it.
Me too.
We finally got the house, but she's got the car keys.
Can she drive? If she's been experimented by Lisa, that's probably a bad idea.
I'm so proud of you for deciding to come back, babe.
Thanks, Boo Boo Bear. And I got a really good feeling about this floor, whatever it might be.
Who are you people?
Let's go check out another one.
Fuck this.
No fucking way.
An alligator, huh? Well, considering Lori used to live with a sister who would bring in all kinds of snakes and even her own alligator like we saw in The Price of Admission, this shouldn't be anything new to her. But now I wonder what happens when all the toilets stop working on this floor. You think maybe the students... Nah, that's crazy. Or is it?
It's okay. I'm gonna make it work.
Are you crazy?
So everybody's dropped off at school, even little Lily.
Well, that's the last Loud out of the house. It's the end of an era.
Come on, Len, you lasted long enough. Keep it together, man. What the hell, Lenny?
I promise I'm going to big girl school today. Just 5 more bounces.
Oh.
Okay, we'll give you that.
Unbelievable.
Alright, I'll give up my pancakes if someone has bacon.
We'll take that trade. What? I'm giving him a good home.
Ha! Oh, Liam, you're so full of surprises, as usual. By the way, I thought moose were really dangerous.
Well, I'm off to the hop.
I never thought I'd be so happy to see you go to Bull Hoffner's class.
So good to have you back.
Bring it in, guys.
Come over here, big group hug. Group hug.
We're family. We're family. We're family.
Well, at least this Loud House episode ended on a happy ending for Lincoln. Unlike many other Loud House episodes, including Brawl in the Family, Suit Their Consequences, and no such luck being the biggest offenders.
Hurry on to class now. Don't let me catch you tardy.
Hall pass, please.
But
Wait a minute.
Wait just a goddamn minute.
I'm the principal.
Then you should know better than anyone that you need a hall pass.
I don't even know how Lynn fucking did that. I don't know if she actually took lessons from Lucy Loud. But shouldn't she know not to go up against the principal? Who the fuck's in charge of the actual school? By the way, I don't even know who the fuck is the worst principal of the entire show. The one from the high school, this school, or from the elementary school? I'm just gonna let the fans decide on that shit. So now back in Mr. Bullhoffner's class, oh, Shaq.
Hello, you beautiful classroom! Hank! How's my favorite class pet? Chandler, good to see you, my man!
Okay, I don't get Lincoln. Why the fuck would he still even talk to Chandler after all the bullshit he put him through? Hell, I wouldn't even high-five that little bastard after all.
Mr. Ballhoffner, sir, is there any way you could turn down the temp in here? I got kinda used to the cold.
Turn down the temp?
Is that reckless?
Yes.
Oh, hallelujah. I didn't think you would actually do it.
No one's ever asked.
Oh, big whoop! So what? You're still the same old Lincoln lame.
Hey, Jericho, your reign of terror is coming to an end.
Ellie Mae, you get back here now!
Hello, Chandler. This is Bullwinkle. I hope you don't mind if my cousin comes in so he can kick your ass. Huh?
He'll be alright, I'm sure.
That's a good one.
It's making me feel better, too.
You know what? I think I'm gonna like middle school.
Well, problem solved. And you know, there's something I never actually mentioned during this review. Did you ever notice that Chandler had a yellow shirt and then suddenly he had a dark green shirt? Yeah, be aware of that when you watch the full episode that I have in the link in the description below. And you'll notice how his shirt color keeps changing. So, this was Schooled. Okay, despite the fact about how good the beginning and the ending actually got, the whole entire story is really fucked up in the much worse ways possible. First off, we actually got a good start about what the hell was going on in the Loud House, but somehow we got a weakest goodbye to Lori Loud. I mean, whatever happened to her graduation or open house? I think that should have ended season 4 on a good note of Lori actually graduating and having the open house. And this goodbye, it should have been about 2 to 3 minutes about it. And prepare to kick yourselves, everybody. I would have loved it if Lily would have actually said, goodbye, Lori. Because as cute as I actually love how the way she said, I love you, Lincoln, in the Loud House movie, and how the way she said, Lily, Lola, love, in A Star is Scorn, I would have loved if she actually said something to Lori. That would have been so cute. But nope, they had to waste that kind of opportunity. And what's even more frustrated is Lenny. Why the fuck would she need to ask Lori about what she needs to wear on the next day or the day before that? Always been the fashionable kind of girl who actually knows what she needs to wear or what she needs to design. So why the hell did we have to dumb Lenny down in this one? Lenny is not a complete idiot like Homer Simpson. There's a difference. Overall, her plot is actually good, but not too much really interesting as Lily's subplot was, which I'll let Andreas talk about that subject. But with Lori actually being at college, it felt so atrocious how the way she comes to college and everybody is shushing her like that's a fucking new rule for them now. I know they're actually in a golf university, but honestly, when you're indoor, you don't have to freaking shush anybody. It doesn't have to be all fucking quiet. And I hated so much all the floors that she had to go through, like one floor that actually had the sand, one floor actually had all golf balls flying about, who the fuck plays golf around in the house, and one actually had the frickin' floor flooded with water, and who the fuck brought an alligator around here? These people at this university must be fucking cuckoo in the head, as bad as these writers are. And I can just give you guys the short list of my criticism. The subplots were not really very engaging. Lori actually moving to college, it felt kind of rushed and unfinished. Lily's subplot was actually better than so much all of these subplots put together. And as for Mr. Bohofner, that character I really kind of did not like. I mean, I can actually enjoy some strict teachers in a classroom full of kids if it's done right. I don't know, maybe in the future they might actually change this character a little bit. Right now, he actually feels like he's like a one-dimensional drill sergeant who doesn't care about his job. So I'm just gonna say, this is not really a great episode, but it could have been much worse. But I can say, and I will hate to say this, it's way far better than Kings of the Con. That's for fucking sure. And there was another thing I quite didn't understand about this episode. How can Lincoln actually be sent to Canada if he's a US citizen with no passport? I don't know, a bunch of fucking cuckoos are actually cuckoo for freaking Cocoa Puffs. Unfortunately, my biggest criticism of all time is having 5 subplots in an episode. which can get really confusing and get frustrated at the same time. Like, I would have liked it if Lenny and Lily actually had an episode separated from this one, when this one should have been on Lori and Lincoln. And as for Lynn, she was way too unlikable in this episode, especially when she was being the good character in Middlemen. And yet she comes up as this asshole hall monitor and does stupid shit to her brother, like lock him in the locker, tackle him in the hallway, etc., etc. I just didn't like Lynn in this episode. I don't know, I think Nickelodeon should actually stick to the 30 minutes of the Loud House special, because that would have made so much things better. And also, the racial stereotyping about Canadians is not the better priority in the cartoon industry, which I dare not to even talk about because I might offend a bunch of Canadians out there. But it's true when you're watching this episode again. So for me, I did not like this episode way much, so I'd rather be watching No Such Luck. Fuck that, then again, hell no. Alright guys, now it's your turn to actually see what you guys think about this episode. Let's start with Andreas, since he was the first to debut.
Okay, I love Lenny and Lily's side of the story. As ridiculous as Lenny's side of the story was, it was still cute to see how she would get along. Lori's side of the story, that should have been the main focus, while Lincoln's side of the story is absolutely ridiculous. Even the Mad Hatter would say, that's crazy! But in all seriousness, I really think that school should have been Lori's main story. I mean, come on. Everybody's been talking about throughout the last season that Lori's going to be graduating. And what do we get? We just skip the graduation. We do not get to see Lori graduate. We do not get to see a proud achievement of her moment. This is a good example of all talk and no show. And another thing what school could have done with Lori's side of the story, it could have shown her thinking that she's gonna live fabulously at college, that she thinks everything's gonna be easy for her. But not in that way where she has to keep going through different rooms, which is pretty repetitive, but how she starts to miss her family, how she starts to miss how she loves to play with her siblings, how she loves being with them and her parents. It could have been an emotional moment for her. This could have been something that the Loud House have never done. It could have been a great achievement of the show. But it was completely wasted on Lincoln moving to Canada because he doesn't want to be in a certain class, Lori moving to different rooms because, for stupid reasons. I have to say that the only good things are Lily's and Lenny's side of the story. That's it. I don't know about you guys, but school was not the highlight of the Loud House. It's been promoted that this is going to be the best Loud House special that they ever done, and the execution of this special, it did not help. This is not worth it. This is one of the weakest Loud House episodes ever. Enough said.
Alright, Andreas, I actually love your result. Now, let's do Vampire Fan 1958 next.
What I liked about the special was that the premise of this special had a lot of great potential. The moral of this episode, adjusting to change can be a difficult challenge, but you have to try to make the best of it as you can, was actually great, despite being unnecessary. Lincoln, Lori, Lily, Lynn Sr., Rita, and Lincoln's friends were all likable in this special. Lily's subplot was tolerable and probably the best out of all the subplots in this special. Chandler's comeuppance was really satisfying to watch. There were some heartwarming and cute moments between Lincoln and Lori and Lenny and Lily. The animation and the voice acting is still great as usual. The joke with Lynn Sr. latching himself to Lori's car, begging her not to go, and a bathrobe-clad Lenny chasing the car due to wanting Lori's opinion on what to wear was actually really funny and probably the only good joke in this episode. The ending was nice, and the idea of making the characters aging up 1 year was actually a good idea for a special like this, since it's a very common thing in cartoons where the characters usually don't age or get older. Unfortunately, the logic for this Loud House episode was pretty stupid, especially with how Lincoln was transferred to a school in Canada and how he even got banned from Canada near the end of this Loud House special, and also that Lenny, despite being a teenager, had ended up in preschool and nobody noticed about that until the end of this special, in which, speaking of that, Lenny was really stupid in this special because she doesn't know what to wear without approval from Lori, even though she's supposed to be the fashion girl, in that she also happened to confuse high school with preschool, even though she got a job in the season 3 episode Shop Girl. The humor in this episode was pretty pathetic, except for the joke with Lynn Sr., Lori, and Lenny, as mentioned earlier in the pro section. Lynn Jr. is still an asshole as she is, which her characterization in this Loud House special is like how she acted in the infamous season 2 Loud House episode No Such Luck. There are numerous plot holes in this special, especially with how Mr. Bullhoffner went from a fair teacher to a total slob and a jerk, and Lenny and her subplot of her being in preschool, as mentioned before. I also did feel really sorry for Lincoln and Lori because of what they had to go through in this special. The Canadian stereotypes were just so annoying and offensive, in which, to make matters worse, some of the people who worked on the show, like Kyle Marshall and Jamfil Entertainment, the animation studio for the Loud House, are Canadian themselves, so it's probably shocking that they're okay working on an episode that stereotypes Canadians and their culture in a negative light. Lori, Lincoln, Lynn Jr., and Lenny's subplots were all horrible, and we never even got to see Lincoln and his friends and their classmates graduating from elementary school, nor Lori graduating from high school as well, and that the Loud family's goodbye to Lori was too quick. And anyway, for me, it's not a terrible Loud House special, as in Kings of the Con terrible to say the least, but it's not a great nor a memorable Loud House special like Really Loud Music great, nor Trick memorable. But the good news is that we would get a much better Untitled Loud House special later in Season 5 known as Camped, in which I definitely recommend you guys to watch it to those who haven't seen it yet, and /or if you guys love the 1985 Richard Donner film The Goonies. So once again, I'm Vampire Fan 1958, and thanks for bringing me back here for the 3rd time, Loud House Critic. Good night, and good luck to those who are starting a new grade for school or college this year, and make sure to be ready and do well in school or college, and hope for the best.
Good points, Vampire Fan. And as for Raven of the Night, who actually couldn't make it here, he actually did send me a letter about his opinion about the episode itself. And you guys can actually read this, because, oh my gosh, this is too much for me to read. Yeah, did you guys see all that? Alright, I saved the best for last. Steen Dub.
So, my thoughts on Schooled may be in the minority, but I don't think this episode is downright terrible. Now, I already made my own review of this episode back when it was first released, but I confess it was very rushed and I may have been a little too generous with my initial scoring. So what I'm about to say is more of an updated version of my old review, which you can check out on my channel, although some of what I say here I still stand by in my old review. I'll start off by saying Schooled is certainly not an amazing episode by any means, and there is one thing that prevented it from being much greater than what it was built up to be, and that would be how this 45-minute special featured a lot of missed opportunities. From missing the chance to give everyone in the Loud House a wardrobe upgrade like they did for Lily, to needlessly rebooting a character like Mr. Bullhoffner, there were a lot of things the writers could have done to make the same episode without having to go further than necessary, or not go far enough with some characters and their respective conflicts. For Lincoln's plot, I don't blame him for wanting to be reconnected with his friends and vice versa. I don't have much to say about his friends other than asking the question, what happened in elementary school if one of them was out sick for the day? Would everything fall apart? Who knows? It sure seems like everyone is a bit too dependent on one another. Not sure why. But getting back to Lincoln, it's during the second half of the episode that felt like too much had to happen when it didn't have to. If they wanted Lincoln to be transferred to a new school and see him having to put up with an environment much worse than what he was already dealing with in Royal Woods, it didn't have to be in Canada. If the latter half of Lincoln's conflict took place somewhere else in the state of Michigan, it would have been fine, and I guarantee a similar course of actions and results could have been achieved. Was Canada just used as a way to make a few jokes about its culture? I guess. I will admit all the Canadian stereotypes, including the song, were actually kind of funny. Sort of like a kid-friendly way of how South Park pokes fun at Canada. Now I know someone is going to ask me how I viewed Lincoln being treated badly by Lynn, so here's all I'm going to say. As far as Lynn's power trip as hall monitor goes, why do I get the feeling that this could have been anybody in that position of authority and every one of her scenes would have been played out the same way? Does she learn the error of her ways on screen like we see on TV shows that feature a hall monitor episode? Not really, but I think it's implied she got fired after what she did to Principal Ramirez. We never see her as a hall monitor after this episode, so yeah. As for Lori's plot, like I mentioned earlier, the idea of her feeling like she doesn't belong on campus because she can't find a good dorm is rather weak when viewed on the surface. Beneath the surface, there's something deeper, especially into what the metaphor behind the different floor arrangements is all about, but I'll get back to that shortly. If the writers had Lori doing a lot more around Fairway, like seeing her struggle in class or trying to deal with a disgruntled roommate, a lot of pressure from all sides could have led to Lori wanting to commute to college as opposed to living on campus. When it comes to Lenny's subplot, her character was presented in her conventional ditzy way, but that one side of her played too far in the wrong direction. She may be a little empty-headed from time to time, but I really don't believe she could be so inept to the point where she ends up at Lily's preschool instead of high school. Obviously, there was a storyline reason as to why she had to be there, but I'll touch upon that when I talk about Lily. Aside from having very little time devoted to her subplot and not having a proper resolution, it's almost as if her part of the episode could have been written out completely. If they wanted to keep Lenny's subplot, they could have worked something else into the story. Maybe she could have felt apprehensive about her final year of high school before entering the adult world, and she wanted to find a way to go back to a simpler time. She could pretend to be a volunteer for the preschool as her way of avoiding the realities of what happens when you graduate, or, something like that. If there was ever a greatly missed opportunity for someone like Lenny, the writers definitely dropped the ball here. And finally, for Lily's contribution to the episode, I think it was the best plot out of everyone's since, in my opinion, it was the most believable. She thought she was ready for preschool, but maybe she was more afraid of leaving home than she thought when she got there and had to find a way to keep staying home. I was in a similar situation when I was her age and dreaded leaving home and my parents for what seemed like an entire day. I wasn't used to such a big change and I just wanted things to be as they were. Of course, Lily only changed her mind about going to preschool and got over her fears after Lenny showed her all the pictures of the fun things that happened there, but that's what ties the entire episode together. The central theme to the episode is about change and learning to deal with it as we grow up during our childhood. As we grow older, we enter new environments completely different and unfamiliar with what we're used to, and the sad truth is we can't simply avoid every new change that comes our way. We'll never grow to be stronger and more independent if we keep trying to back out of every new situation we find ourselves in. We have to confront these changes sooner or later, whether we want to or not, and that's what Lincoln, Lily, and Lori had to do. I don't even know if I should count Lenny in this. For Lincoln and his friends, they had to learn how to adapt to school without being together every second of the day. Lily came to realize that if you want to do big kid things, you can't act like a baby anymore, and you have to start using the toilet like everyone else. And finally, Lori had to come to grips with how living on a college campus is not going to be the same as living at home, a place she's been most familiar and comfortable with for the first 18 years of her life. Her time on each of the dorm floors were visual metaphors for how if you want to be an adult in the real world, you have to learn to change and adapt to your new surroundings. Think about it, if these other students can survive flying golf balls and closets full of sand, who's to say Lori can't do the same? If this is her way of toughening herself up for the future, it's quite an interesting way of doing so. So overall, this episode may have been a little more cartoony than it needed to be, and it missed out on telling a similar story without having to go crazy or getting lazy on certain parts of some of the characters' individual plots, but I will always appreciate the songs, the comedy, and most of all the messaging it wanted to offer. Even though I question the methods on how the plots got from point A to point B, collectively it's the lesson about learning to deal with change is what saves Schooled from being a lot worse on my episode ranking list. So for better or for worse, I'll take Schooled for what it's worth and still find some entertainment in it. Some may agree with what I say, some might not, but as always, it's just my opinion. Well, Loud House Critic, thank you again for allowing me to be here today. It was great reviewing this episode with everyone, and here's to another great video.
Very nice. Good job, guys. Really good job. We actually nailed this review. And this is the first review I've ever gone the longest on YouTube. But thank God I didn't do this all by myself. Thanks to you guys. All right, guys, we got to get out of here now. I'm the Loud House Critic, and I'll see you on the first Lisa Loud episode next week.
In the loud house, duck, dodge, push and shove, it's how we show our love. In the loud house, one boy and 10 girls wouldn't trade it for the world.